Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds, and in this episode it is another episode of Talking Stats, and we are looking at right backs. We are looking at our very own Trent Alexander-Arnold and how he compares to other right backs in the Premier League according to the stats. According to our stats with our friends as well at DataMB, we looked at every single week, whether it be player comparisons, team comparisons. DataMB is the place where we use, and today we are looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold and right backs specifically because Trent Alexander-Arnold as a fullback per 90, he is pretty much top of the list on a lot of aspects in terms of stats. So the top of the list right now, let's just have a look at where he is first in terms of the Premier League alone. So he's top of expected assists, shot assists, progressive passes, and passes into the final third. He's top of the list in terms of Premier League fullbacks, which we expect from Trent Alexander-Arnold because he is a passing right back, is the best passing right back in the world, probably one of the best passers in the world, arguably the best. So we expect these shot assists, these expected assists, progressive passes, and passes into the final third to be the highest of eyes. And he is currently first in the Premier League. However, he also is the first in Europe on long passes and through passes. Again, the way Trent plays, he plays with the whole game in front of him. When we talk about him going to midfield, for me, I was always on the line of he's a fullback. Trent wants the game in front of him, and put him in midfield. He doesn't have that. He's got to have a back against the player. Sometimes got to have a 360-degree vision. But this guy, 180-degree vision, is the best in the world. So this guy needs to be where he plays. He needs that space to ping passes around the way he does. So he is top in Europe, in top 7 leagues, obviously, with long passes and through passes. But I thought, so that's the attacking side of things. And we get talked about Trent can't defend. So I thought, why not delve into it? Delve into the stats-wise. And me, I've said it on here before, I'm not just about stats. I like my eye test as well. I think it's got to come together. I think stats sort of back up the eye test a lot. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. But certainly don't base my whole opinion on stats. Not a chance. But this is a stats episode, and I do love breaking these down. I do love looking into these stats. I do love using DataMB to focus, to find out what are the stats saying. Do they back up what I'm seeing on the pitch? So the defensive things to look at across fullbacks, across these right backs are, so we've got cross percentage, which fullbacks usually go forward and get crossed in. So I expect Trent to be high on this. I haven't probably looked into it yet, but I expect Trent to be high on that. Expected assists, we already know that he's top of that. And we'll look at the other fullbacks as well. I've got it written down here. Progressive passes, defensive actions, defensive duel percentage, aerial percentage, and progressive carries. So it's got a mix of attacking and defensive attributes. I've also looked into the tackles, blocks, and interceptions of each of these defenders as well. Just a bit more defensive-minded side of things, just to see if Trent can really defend according to the stats. So the players I've got written down, the players I've got down on here using DataMB are Kyle Walker at Manchester City, Timber at Arsenal, Aina at Nottingham Forest, Mazwari at Manchester United, and Gusto at Chelsea. The reason why I've got Mazwari is because he's been seen as the best fullback in the Premier League this season, defensively, possibly. That's why I've got Mazwari down there, and really he has been decent defensively. And I agree, he's definitely up there in conversation, but still for me, Trent is the best this season. So let's start with cross percentage. So 64% percentile. So the percentile is based on the top 7 leagues. The top 7 leagues being like France, Germany, Holland, Spain. Those leagues, these are spread out according to players in that area of the pitch. So fullbacks. So this will be fullbacks, comparing fullbacks to all across Europe, the top 7 leagues. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is actually 64th percentile of the top 7 leagues, and is only third in this specific area, the crossing percentage. I expect it to be higher. I did expect it to be higher because it's Trent Alexander-Arnold who's known for crosses, but I think Liverpool do sort of mix the crosses up a little bit. I do think obviously Salah plays crosses a lot. So it's understandable that he's not in the top percentile in that. Kyle Walker's 94.8 percentile, which is the highest, and Aina for Nottingham Forest is 72 percentile. The other three are very, very low. Very, very low. So 16.2 for Gusto, 12.1 for Mazwari, and 3.6 only for Timber. So he's not a crossing fullback, though, is he? Timber, let's be honest. He's there to make tackles, and he's a centre back as well. So expected assists. Expect Trent to be high, and he absolutely is high. Again, he is the top player in the Premier League with expected assists. So it's 97.3, which is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Expected assists is also not just the assists that are played. I think it's more the players as well, the positions that they make. So Kyle Walker's passing someone like Haaland, who's going to make some incredible runs. So his expected assists is going to be high. Mazwari only 6 percentile. Ain is on 31.9. Gusto's quite low in terms of 12.9, and Timber again 18.4. So they're very, very low, but they're not really those final passing fullbacks. Kyle Walker and Trent Alexander-Arnold do get in those positions a lot more often in terms of making that final pass to expect an assist. So hence the big one for Trent, and I'd say halfway for Kyle Walker. So progressive passes again. Trent Alexander-Arnold known for his passing going forward, 98.9 percentile. So he is basically definitely one of the best in Europe for that specific area. And again, he was first in the Premier League, as we said earlier, and 98.9 is very, very huge. I don't know how he's not first in Europe with that 98.9. I don't know who's higher than that, but I need to have a look at that. Kyle Walker's 86.3. Mazwari is where am I looking at it? Yeah, Mazwari is actually 55.2. So when he does get the ball, Mazwari, half the time, he does usually pass forward and make progressive passes. Again, with Gusto as well, 57.1. Aina at 40.9, but Timber only 3.3. Again, Timber's not that passing fullback. He can be a centre back, he can be a left back as well. So his concentration is to defend and defend only for me. Hence the lowness of the progressive pass, hence the lowness of the crossing things. So we're looking to defensive actions now. So the defensive actions covers basically everything that happens in the defensive area, and things like tackles, blocks, interceptions, things like that. So defensive actions, according to DataMB, Trent Alexander-Arnold is actually 53 percentile, which is not the best, but it's certainly not this Trent can't defend. He's a part of a lot of how Liverpool defend, and Liverpool had defended very, very well this season. Trent is a big part of that. He's improved massively this season on defensive. I've said it for a long, long time that I think Trent was mainly let down by the system. I'm not saying that's a bad system from Klopp, but I think he was the scapegoat because he was attacking so much more under Klopp. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of space, and we didn't have a DM to cover that. It was all Konate. So we've seen a lot better defensively this season from Trent, but I think he's always had the capability to defend like that. So this whole Trent can't defend is bollocks. As he's not the world class defender, but certainly he can defend. Absolutely can defend. Kyle Walker is actually 28.6 to say he's a better defender than Trent Alexander-Arnold. The stats don't back that up. Yes, he's getting a bit on a little bit, but that's his pace coming down. I think we're seeing this season without his pace, Kyle Walker is not actually that. I want to say that good. I personally think that. I don't think he's the best fullback this Premier League's ever seen. I still think he's Gary Neville. Take the pace off him, and he hasn't got the positioning. He hasn't got the ability to tackle as well as people think he has. And the stats absolutely back that up. 28.6 for Kyle Walker in the top 7 leagues in Europe in percentile. Julian Timber is 33.0. Aina on 75.8. An incredible season from Aina. Incredible season. He's been a big reason why Forest has been hard to break down. A big season for him so far for Nottingham Forest. Mazwari, as I said earlier, has been defensively sound this season. I think he's been one of few Man United players you can say, wow, what a good signing. I think he's been really, really good. 90.7 defensive actions in the percentile. Gusto on 86 as well. So big high scores there from Mazwari, Aina and Gusto on defensive actions again. But Trent, quite decent there, 53 percentile on defensive actions, which is decent to say what he offers going forward as well. So he's not world class at defending, but he's class. So to go in with the world class that he brings going forward, is an all round good defender. Defensive duels percentage 1. So Trent Alexander-Arnold wins 25.3% of his defensive duels. Kyle Walker 34.6%. Aina 29.1%, which is quite low. I expected him to be a bit higher. Jurrien Timber 84.6%. You expect that from Jurrien Timber, could play centre back, left back, right back. Is a defensive unit. Is an absolute beast. To win 84.6% of his defensive duels is what I expect from Jurrien Timber. Is a class defender, absolute animal. Hard to beat him in that. He is the top one in these 6 players as well. Mazwari 79.4% and Gusto is actually 69.5%. So Mazwari is quite high as well, 79.4% of his defensive duels he wins. Again, I think he's been a fantastic defender this season, defensively wise. He's been one of Man United's best players. But Jurrien Timber, the beast, absolutely hits defensively, fantastic numbers. And I didn't expect less from Jurrien Timber. He's an absolute animal. Aerial percentage wins. So Trent Alexander-Arnold's only 12.4% of his aerial duels, which is very, very low. And we always said this with defence. I think if he is regarded in terms of what he offers in the air, it's not as good as what we want it to be. Not with Trent. His positioning is fantastic, but he needs to do better in the end. His stats prove that. Kyle Walker 71.2%, Jurrien Timber 29.7%, Aina 23.1%, Mazwari again 86% of his aerial duels he wins, Gusto 53.8%. Again, Mazwari the one standout there. And there's a reason why Mazwari is in the conversations for best fullback this season, because defensively he's been really, really good. And the stats absolutely back that up. Progressive carries, again, Trent's going to be at top of this as per, because he's the one that goes forward. Aina is actually top at 77.2%. He's been incredible going forward this season, Aina. Trent Alexander-Arnold's actually 35.2%. Jurrien Timber 29.4%. Kyle Walker 26.9%. 28 for Mazwari and Gusto 13.2. I expected more from Gusto actually, because Gusto seems to be an attacking fullback, but is focusing a lot on the defensive side this season. That's a change of tactics for Maresca, I think, and that's why Chelsea have become much better. They're relying on attackers to be the attacking side of the of the game, and defending to do the defending. Maresca's changed the way Chelsea look and changed the way Chelsea play. It's made them much more defensively solid, I think. It has, where he's not leaving too much space. They are amazing, Chelsea defensively, but just there's little tweaks to make sure, because he hasn't got the players in defence to really cover. He's rather focused on numbers in defence rather than the actual, because what is being given is what is being given in defence. And his job is to win games, and is making sure that these fullbacks aren't bombing forward as much when they don't need to. When it's got so much attacking talent in that Chelsea side, there's no need to. The stats back that up as well. So I also went into tackles, blocks, and interceptions just to have a little see what is going on. What is going on in those defensive sides? So tackles. The most tackles this season is Mazwari in these six players on 58 tackles. Second is Trent, the guy that can't tackle, the guy that can't defend, is second on the most tackles in these 6 fullbacks on 40. So 18 behind Mazwari. Aina, Gusto make up that. Jurrien Timber is 22 and Kyle Walker is 17. Blocks, again, it's quite close. This one, they're all quite not majorly high. So Gusto's actually top on blocks. But what I think about blocks is, when you look at the block stats, it's mainly centre defensive midfielders or centre backs, because they're in the area where shots are being mainly had, in that central area. You're blocking strikers' shots, you're blocking centre midfielders' shots. The only time really you're blocking shots as a fullback is if you're covering that area, or a winger comes inside and you're blocking their shot. So it's not going to be as high as someone like a a centre-back such as Virgil van Dijk or something like that, or a Caicedo at CDM. It's not going to be as high. So blocks is so Gusto and Mazwari on 20 and 19, respectively. Aina and Timber on 18, Trent on 14, and Walker on 13. Interceptions are a different one. Interceptions is about reading the game. Can you read the ball at the top? Can you read the ball in between the lines? And fullbacks can come out of their position to cut those in between the line passes out between the fullback and the centre back. So this is all about, I think, the mind of a centre back and who is defensively mindful of what's going on. So Aina is actually top of that on 23 interceptions this season. Again, a very, very intelligent fullback that can go forward and defend. Again, one of the standouts this season. One of the major reasons why Nottingham Forest are doing very, very well. An all-round fullback, I think Aina is. I won't be surprised if some of the big clubs come in for him, coming further on. Unless Nottingham Forest get Champions League, then fair enough, keep him because you deserve it. Absolutely deserve Champions League at the moment. So second is Mazwari on 16, Trent and Gusto on 14, Timber on 6, and Walker on 3. You know, this is what I'm saying about Walker. 3 interceptions all season for a player that's supposed to be the best fullback in Premier League history. When you lose your pace, it's all about here. And what's happening right now is we're not seeing this as a defensive mind with Kyle Walker. He's lost his pace, but he's still got to have this. It still should be making interceptions, a decent amount of interceptions for how good this fullback is supposed to be. And funnily enough, actually, I actually wrote a couple of little facts down where Kyle Walker has actually less tackles than Bernardo Silva and Jeremy Doku this season. Less tackles than Bernardo Silva and Jeremy Doku. Because that's Jeremy Doku as a winger. I know you get tackles as a winger and same as Silva, but Jeremy Doku doesn't hardly play as much as Walker plays every single week, basically. Bernardo Silva on and off as well sometimes. Doku's mainly on the bench. So to have less tackles than them two is pretty poor. Timber has less interceptions than Jorginho, which it's not that bad with Timber. Timber is a beast. He's not really a mindful player where he's reading the game. He's more of like get involved in the challenges, get involved in tackles, get involved aerially, and get involved in the duels, basically. And that's what Timber is he can be a centre-back as well. So he's not too much, but he's actually got the same interceptions as Jorginho, who rarely plays, which comes in as a bit of a funny thing. But there we go. Thank you everyone for watching. So basically, the stats are saying Kyle Walker is finished. The stats are saying Trent Alexander can defend, and the stats are also saying that Aina and Mazwari, alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold, are the best fullbacks in the league currently. Thank you for our friends at DataMB for providing us the information. Thank you everyone for watching. Click that like button, click the subscribe button, and join us on this journey on Talking Reds. Please make sure you get notification bells on as well, because we are live. We've got content out every single day. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, Reds.